Today, me and my friend Greath are going to attempt to survive 100 days in duo hardcore Minecraft. If either of us dies, the world is gone forever. But before we get into the video, we had some goals for this 100 days. We wanted to defeat the Ender Dragon, get the best armor and tools, defeat the Wither, and also defeat the Warden. Can we do all of this in just 100 days? Well, you gotta have to stick around till the end to find out. But anyways, enjoy this 100 days in duo hardcore Minecraft. Okay, so here we are, on day 0. The first thing we did was killing some mobs and chopping some trees, as always. Then I made a pickaxe to get some stone. With all the stone I mined, we made ourselves some stone tools. When we had everything, we went on an adventure looking for a place where we can survive. And after a lot of searching, we found a ruined nether portal. But unfortunately, there was nothing good in the chest. But when we walked a bit further over the mountain, we saw a village lying there. This was a beautiful place to make our base. So we locked every villager in a house so they cannot escape. And we also made a villager house our house for now. When we had put all the stuff away, I decided to chop some coal for fuel. And I also found some iron. When I got back into our house, I saw some iron through the window, so I mined it. And I saw even more, and more. And with the iron I mined, we both made an iron chestplate. We were very happy. When I got outside, it was already night. So in the night of day 0, I got some iron pants from killing an iron golem. We only needed iron boots and an iron helmet to get full iron. And because we were very close to full iron, I decided to go into the grounds to find some more iron, while Greath chopped a lot of trees. On my trip searching for iron, I found a mine shaft. Yeah, the place where I almost died, and where I found some good loot. But luckily I came safe back, so I melted all the iron I got, and it was a lot. And while I was gone, Greath also did a good job of chopping a lot of trees. He got a stack and 22 oak logs. And eventually, because I mined a lot of iron, we managed to get full iron armor. And then also full iron tools. And that all in only 2 days. That is amazing. On day 2, we decided to use our tools and chop some more spruce trees for our house that we want to build. And after a while we also saw a village, so we checked it out too. When we got back, we got a successful amount of source wood. With all that wood we can make a beautiful house, so I started making our house on day 3. But first I needed to make some space for the house. And now it is time to start building the house. And then eventually I was done on the night of day 6. I did some little things and then it was really done on day 7. And on the night of day 7 I decided to get some villagers to our village. Because we did a bad job of trapping the villagers. And all the villagers, literally all the villagers got zombified. So that is why I got some villagers from another village. And it actually worked. We got 2 villagers at our village. So I took advantage of them and made 1 villager armorer. So we don't have to mine for diamonds if we wanna make diamond armor and tools. Because we are lazy to mine for diamonds. And we made the other villager a Fletcher, so we can get emeralds very easy. And so for the rest of day 9 I tried to get a lot of sticks. And then trade the sticks with the Fletcher for emeralds. To eventually get diamond boots. When I was happy I decided to make an enchanting table. Because we needed better enchantments than we already had. And I also managed to get 3 bookshelves already. And I also gave the villagers some bread. And they got a little baby. We have 3 villagers now. Because we wanted to have some more bookshelves for the enchanting table, we decided to go on a hunt for leather, because we needed that to make books. And I also made a little sugarcane farm. And on day 11 I also made a path in front of our house. And I think it looks pretty cool. And because I wanted to make the house even more beautiful, I added some leaves in the house. On day 12 I wanted to get a mending librarian. And I got one very quickly. And because I was working with the villagers, I decided to make them a bigger house. Because where they live now is pretty bad. But unfortunately, if I want to build a house for the villagers, I needed to destroy the house where we lived for our first 6 days. But it needed to happen for a beautiful house for the villagers. And when our old house was gone, I decided to begin building the house for the villagers. And then eventually on day 17 I was done with building the villager house. Now I only needed to bring the villagers into the house and decorate the house a little. But before we start with that, we collected a lot of emeralds. Because we wanted to be full diamond. So we traded with the armorer for full diamond armor. And we were very happy to be even more protected against danger. And with that in mind, we went to work on moving the villagers and decorating the house. And on the night of day 18 we were finally done with the villager house. On day 19 we made ourselves some diamond tools. And we were very happy with full diamond armor and tools. On the same day we also decided to go to the nether and see what our spawn looked like. And the spawn was okay, but not what we wanted. And because we were in the nether, we thought it was a good idea to get to level 30, so we can enchant our new diamond armor and tools. And eventually I got to level 30. And I enchanted my diamond pickaxe, and it was pretty good. I only got no unbreaking, but otherwise it was an amazing pickaxe. And with this amazing pickaxe I got back to the nether to get even more levels for my other diamond tools. And I managed to get level 33. So I enchanted my diamond axe and it was amazing. I think this is the best enchantment you can get on the axe, except for efficiency 5 and mending. I also decided to enchant my diamond shovel, and again it was pretty good. And I also decided to move the enchanting table to the corner. And on the end of day 19 a stupid creeper decided to blow up in front of me. So I needed to repair the damage. And it looked brand new. And while I was repairing the damage from the creeper, I saw that we not yet made a path to our villager house. So I decided to make one. And the end result looked amazing. And on day 20 I mined a lot of quartz. And I also killed some zombified piglins. And eventually I got level 30 again. And I decided to enchant my diamond sword. And it was not bad with sharpness and unbreaking. And all my tools are now enchanted. And yeah, I mined some more quartz so I can enchant my diamond armor too. So that is what I did. And I actually got to level 37. But when I came back I saw that we didn't have enough lapis. So I went into the mines to get some more lapis. And I also found some diamonds. But the most important thing was the lapis, and I got a lot of it. So now I can enchant a lot of my armor, and that is what I did. I got some good enchants on my boots, but not on my leggings and helmet. So I decided to enchant my diamond helmet again, and this time it was pretty good. The only downside is that it has fire protection. And on the morning of day 22, I decided to trade some sticks with the villagers instead of mining some quartz. And Greath did that too. And when I got level 30, I decided to enchant my diamond pickaxe, but it wasn't that good. So I went to chop some trees and trade the sticks for emeralds, and I got level 30 again. And this time I got one of the best enchantments on my pickaxe. So I grabbed my emeralds and books and went to the villager to trade some emeralds for mending books. And I managed to get 3 mending books. So I made an anvil and put up my mending book on my diamond pickaxe. And now I have the perfect pickaxe. I also decided to put mending on my axe. And on the evening of day 22, I gave the villagers some bread so they can make some new babies, while Greath still chopped a lot of trees. Because me and Greath wanted to get XP much easier than chopping trees and trading it with the villagers, I decided to make a mob farm. So I collected all the materials I needed for the farm. And when I collected all the materials I needed for the mob farm, I started making the mob farm, while Greath did some more little things. And then on day 24 I was done with making the mob farm. But I don't know what was going on, but there came no mobs out of the farm yet. I actually hope it is just for now. And because we were in a good mood of making farms, I decided to make an iron farm too. So I started collecting all the items I needed. And then when we got everything we needed, we started making the iron farm too. And on the night of day 29, we were finally done with making the two farms. The only issue we had was that all the iron golems spawned next to the farm, where they actually needed to spawn. So I tried to spawn proof the whole area around the farm. And then, when I was done with spawn proofing the farm did it actually amazing. But the mob farm wasn't doing that amazing. But anyway, on day 32, me and Greath decided to go to the nether to search for a nether fortress. But not very far from our nether portal, we found a nether fortress. At the nether fortress, we want to collect a lot of blaze rods so we can make Eyes of Enders to eventually go to the end. So that is what we did. We collected a lot of blaze rods at the nether fortress. And when we got 20 blaze rods, we decided to go back. But first, we looted a lot of chests. When we actually came back from the nether, I decided to enchant my leggings. But the enchantments on it weren't that good. While Greath tried to make some more baby villagers, I checked how much iron we got from the iron farm. And oh my! 4 stacks and 53 iron. I think the farm is working amazing. And yeah, the mob farm is still not working. So on day 33 I decided to add some more layers to the mob farm, so hopefully the mob farm will finally work. On day 34 I was done, but the farm still didn't work. But luckily we have an iron farm that works amazing. So I went to see how much iron we got, and I think this is one of the best iron farm I have ever made. 8 full stacks and 27 iron. This farm is amazing. And because we got a lot of iron, I traded all the iron for emeralds, and I traded with some new villagers to level them up. When I was done with trading, I got to level 31. So because my leggings got bad enchantments, I decided to enchant them again. And this time it was way better with protection 4 and unbreaking 3. And on the night of day 34, I collected a lot of carrots to eventually give it away to the villagers. And we also went to the nether to collect some ender pearls. In the nether it is most likely that the enderman spawns in a warped forest. So we went on a trip searching for a warped forest. After a lot of searching for a warped forest, we couldn't find it, so we went back. When we came back from the nether, I went on a hunt finding some food, because we didn't have a lot anymore. and I actually found a decent amount of cooked food. When I came back home, I decided to enchant my new diamond sword with the levels I got from killing the mobs. And I got a very good enchantment on my sword. When I checked the iron farm again to see if there was some more iron, I saw some iron golems still spawning next to the farm, so I decided to add some more slabs. And when I was done with placing some more slabs, I combined my two swords. And now it is a beautiful sword. On day 36 we traded a lot with the cleric to get it to master, hoping he wants to trade ender pearls with us. And when I went to see if he wanted to trade ender pearls with us, I saw 5 emeralds for 1 ender pearl. This was amazing, now we can get ender pearls way easier. And we can make ender eyes now. But before we traded some ender pearls, I decided to take the slabs away from the mob farm to see if the farm would work. But the farm still didn't work. But luckily we have a cleric that wants to trade ender pearls. So we traded some emeralds for ender pearls. And we got 6 pearls in total. I also wanted to have a new librarian that wants to sell enchanted boots. So on day 37 I tried to get a new librarian. And after a lot of jobs, the librarian finally wanted to trade 21 emeralds for an Unbreaking 3 book. And I also tried to get another librarian. And finally he also gave us a good offer. 39 emeralds for Prot 4. On day 38 we wanted to defeat the Ender Dragon, but first we needed to prepare ourselves. We made our Ender Pearls and Blaze Rolls into Eyes of Enders, and we got 16 eyes in total. I think that is enough. We also tried to make ourselves some good bows, and I think I got a very good bow. We also made some potions, and as last we got some very good armor and tools. And then on the morning of day 41 we were finally fully prepared to kill the Ender Dragon. So we threw the first Eye of Ender. We also collected some more stuff on the way to the end portal. But then after a lot of searching and throwing a lot of eyes, we found a stronghold. Now we only have to find the end portal. So we searched and searched, and after a lot of searching we finally found the end portal. Just to be sure, we made a nether portal at the end portal. And we also stored some items that we don't need in the chests. And then it was time to put all the eyes into the portal. We finally defeated the Ender Dragon on day 42. We were so happy that we defeated the Ender Dragon and that we got so far. So when we collected all the XP, we tried to get the dragon egg. So we teleported him away from the bedrock. But where did the dragon egg go? Me and Greath couldn't find the dragon egg. But unfortunately, after a lot of minutes finding the dragon egg, we couldn't find it. So we decided to stop finding the egg. So with a good and bad feeling, we went through the end gateway. And when we went through the gateway, we went to search for an end ship. So we set the render distance to the highest and went to search for an end ship. But it didn't take that long until I saw the first end city. But unfortunately there was no end ship. In the end city there were 2 chests, but not that good loot. But we managed to get a shulker box pretty fast. But then when we were done at the end city, we walked a bit further. And in the distance we saw an end ship. We were so happy. So I managed to get up there and get the elytra. And in the chest was also pretty good loot. Because we only got 1 elytra, we decided that Greath stayed at the end city while I tried to find another elytra for Greath. And after some flying, I found a very big end city with an end ship. So I grabbed the elytra and went back. Now we both have the elytra. And because we both got what we needed here, we went back. With still no dragon egg. When we came back to the overworld, we grabbed our stuff and went back home. When we came safe home, I enchanted my diamond boots a lot. But only on the last try I got a decent enchant. And because we got an elytra, I decided to make it a beast. So I added mending and unbreaking to the elytra. And I also added unbreaking to the boots, so it is a little bit better. But we wanted to have gold armor and there was only one way to get that. And that is to make an XP farm. And yeah, better than a mob farm that we got. So we decided to make an enderman farm because we got access to the end now. So we went to collect all the items we needed. And when we got everything we needed, we went to the end to make the enderman farm. And then finally, after the endermite spawned, the farm was done. And it was working amazing. And the main goal of this farm is to get a lot of XP, so we can get very good armor. So we made an enchanting table at the farm, and we almost maxed the enchanting table so we can get level 30 enchantments. When we got back home, I decided to get some enchanter books to add to my armor and tools. But while I was getting everything to get gold armor, it was day 50. We got halfway into the 100 days challenge. So we wanted to celebrate it with a cake. And of course we ate a half away. And on day 50 we also got everything we needed to make the best armor and tools. So we went back to the end and killed a lot of endermans for some levels. And with all the levels I got, I enchanted all my armor and tools. And I also made some new librarians for some more and better enchantment books on my armor. And then finally, after a lot of killing endermans, enchanting and comparing armor and tools, I have officially gold armor. But wait, I just realized something. I still don't have gold armor. everything is still diamond. So we wanted to change that and mine a lot of netherite. So that is what we immediately did. We went to the lowest point of the nether and started mining to level 15. Now the searching for ancient debris can begin. After a lot of mining and finding 41 ancient debris, I am done, while Greath still tried to get some more ancient debris. And yeah, it took a very long time to search the beginning of the strip again. But while I got back home, I melted all the ancient debris I got. And when all the ancient debris was melted, I made it into netherite ingots. And I got 10 netherite ingots in total. So I went to the villager house and made my diamond chestplate, sword, pickaxe, silk touch pickaxe, shovel, axe, helmet, leggings, and boots netherite. And now I can officially say that I have gold armor. And with this gold armor I went on a search for some more food. And I think I succeeded. And also when I got home, I thought that our little village was a little bit boring. So I wanted to make it a little bit more beautiful by placing trees and flowers. And now it looks much better, and Greath thought the same. And to make the village more beautiful, I destroyed the mob farm because it never worked. Rest in peace, mob farm. When it was destroyed, there was still some gunpowder in the chest, so I made some fire rockets from it. And Greath was also finally done with mining ancient debris now. And also he made some armor and tools netherite. But after thinking if I was really fully netherite, I realized that I'm not. So I also tried to make the last tool also the best. But while I was doing that, this also happened. When I repaired the damage from the creeper and getting levels to enchant the last tool, I used my last netherite ingot to make my diamond hoe netherite. And yeah, I have said it a lot of times, but now I have really gold armor. And with this armor and tools, I wanted to test them out by killing the wither. Yeah, you heard that right. I really want to do this. So I killed some wither skeletons. And with the looting I got on my sword, it didn't take that long until I got my first wither skeleton skull. And my second. And then I also got my third wither skeleton skull. And with the 3 skulls I went back home. When I got back home, Greath showed me a Tool Speed 1 book and a spectral arrow what he got in the nether. But anyway, we grabbed everything we needed from home and went to a place where we can spawn the wither. When we found a place to spawn the wither, we dug a little down and made a little path to walk through. Then it was time we made a little bigger place and placed the 4 soul sand. When that was placed, we added the 2 skulls. And then I placed the last wither skeleton skull. I grabbed an arrow for Greath, and then he really spawned. We first did some bow shots to the wither. When we were more confident, we went to the wither to hit some more shots with our sword. And then after some hits with our sword, we defeated the wither. And wow, the nether star, we have it. With some low health and a nether star, we went back. When we got back home, I already tried to make some emerald blocks for the beacon. And then when I made that first, I added the glass, the nether star, and then the obsidian. Wow, there it is. We have a beacon in our hardcore world. But we thought that defeating the Wither and getting a beacon wasn't enough. We wanted some more. We decided to complete a raid. So that is where we prepared for. And when we got everything, we went on a mission finding a pillager outpost. And after some flying, we found a pillager outpost. So as you expected, we waited for a raid captain to spawn. But in the meantime, we tried to get Elite to get back in his cage, so we can try to get him in our home later. But he didn't want to work with us. But then after a lot of pillages, we finally found a captain. So yeah, we killed him. And with a bad omen effect, we went immediately to the village that Greath found. And when we got there, the raid started. So we killed a lot of pillagers. And then we got the last pillager of the first wave down. Then the second wave began. We got the first ones very easy down. And then Greath got the last one. The third wave was also pretty easy with the bows that we got and our god sword. And thanks to the iron golem that helped us with killing one of the last two pillagers. And again Greath found the last pillager. But then on the next wave we couldn't find the pillagers. So we searched and searched and then we found them in a little cave. And then that wave was also completed. The next wave was not so easy with evokers and ravengers, so we had to do our best to beat them. And then, oh no, our lovely iron golem that helped us with the raid died. Rest in peace to the iron golem. But luckily we beat the ravenger that killed him. And for the next wave you can just watch what happened. And then we completed that wave too. But while the annoying Vexes were trying to kill us, the last wave was coming towards us. This was I think one of the hardest waves that we have done yet. We got some very aggressive evokers and ravengers. And then after a lot of witches, pillagers, evokers and ravengers, we finally killed the last witch. And now we have completed a raid. And we got a victory. We were again very happy with this victory. And now we have also a good supply of totems of undying. So now we are definitely never gonna die. And with the victory and totems we went back to our home. When we got back home we stored all the items that we don't need into the chests. And with this victory at the raid the villagers gave us a coupon for a discount on their trades. So we had to take the advantage of the discount. So for the rest of day 64 I chopped a lot of trees. And then when I decided I chopped enough trees, I went to the villager house to make all the logs sticks. And then trade the sticks with the villagers. When the villagers wouldn't trade anymore, I decided to make all the emeralds emerald blocks. And I managed to get 16 blocks already. And with the iron I got from the iron farm, I also managed to get some emeralds. And with the iron and some more sticks, I got 7 blocks of emeralds. And now I have 23 blocks of emeralds. And with these emerald blocks, I want to make a full beacon. To make the beacon coming from the ground, I dug a hole in the ground to place the blocks in. I think this is gonna look beautiful. But unfortunately, we don't have enough blocks for a full beacon yet. But we are going for it. With the 23 emerald blocks that we added to the beacon, we can now add a little effect to the beacon. So we decided to add speed to the not yet full beacon. But now we have a very boring white colored beacon. So we wanted to change the color of the beam. So we chose the color orange. On the morning of day 66, me and Greath both decided to trade a lot with the villagers for emeralds again. And with 17 blocks of emeralds, we gave up and added the emerald blocks to the beacon. In the afternoon of day 66, we had nothing to do. And because we wanted to do something useful, we decided to make a creeper farm for gunpowder. But first we needed everything for the farm. So I went to get a lot of cobblestone as the building blocks, while Greath went to get the other items we needed. And when I was done, I added the blocks in the shulker with everything we needed. And Greath also did a very good job. So for the rest of the day we collected everything that we needed. And then on day 68 we got everything we needed to make the creeper farm. And that is what we did. We began making the creeper farm. And then on day 71 we completed the creeper farm. And I already tested the farm out by AFKing, while Greath was going to make a little cow farm for some food. When I was done with AFKing and Greath with the cow farm, we checked how much gunpowder this farm produces. But I saw that the minecart wasn't moving, so we hoped that wasn't a problem. But in the chest was a stack and 21 gunpowder. That is pretty good, I think. So I made some fire rockets from it, and the cow farm is also looking nice. But unfortunately no steak yet. When I decided to check the iron farm to see how much iron it produced in the meantime, holy cow, the chest was almost full with iron. With all this iron I decided to make it blocks, so I can add it to the beacon. And because we got so much iron, we managed to get a full beacon. And we decided to add speed 2 to it. But then when I was killing some phantoms who were trying to kill me, a baby zombie with a fire aspect sword tried to kill me. And yeah, this is what happened while I tried to deal some damage back. I've used one of my totems now. And because we again had nothing to do, I went to the nether to get some more bone blocks. And with the bone blocks I grew up a lot of wheat, to give it to the cows in the new cow farm. Because I thought that our home village was a little boring and there's only 2 houses, I wanted to make it a little nicer. So to do that, I removed the little villager house. And collected some items I needed for a new, more beautiful villager house. And then when I had everything to make a little house, I began making the little villager house. And with the finishing touches, the little house is done. I think the house turned out pretty nice. I like it. And because me and Greath really like the villager house, we both made another one, to make it a little village. And wow, this little village is turning out amazing. While Greath was still working on his little villager house, I tried to make the outside a little nicer. And I also made the path a little bigger. On day 87 I also planted some trees at the little village to make it a little more natural. And it also looks nice. And with this nice view of the village, you can see how it looks. While Greath was still working on his villager house, I decided to repair my tools. And also because we don't have any coal left, I went to search for some coal. And with the coal I also helped Greath with the campfires. And then, wow, on day 89 we were finally back after 6 months not playing Minecraft. So on day 89 we just checked if everything was still working and just looked around. When we checked everything, we thought to make a house for the LA that we found at the pillager outpost. Yeah, we didn't forget the LA. But first we had to get the LA from the pillager outpost. So when we got there, we grabbed the LA with a lead and went back home. When we got back home, I attached the LA to the fence of the house for now. And then it was time to make the house for the LA. And then on day 91 we were done with the outline of the house for the LA. Greath bowed me all to grass and we added a little tree, and then it was time to add the LA to his new home. But when we brought the LA to his new home, we thought we could also add some bees to the LA's house. So that is what we did. We added the bees to the house of the LA. And now it is the house of the LA and bees. We also added some glass to the outside of the house. And then the LA and bee house was really done. In the 6 months that we were gone, I was thinking of the dragon egg. Where could it be? And then it occurred to me that the dragon egg could have gone through the exit portal in the end, and that the egg is now at a spawn point in the overworld. So we went to the world spawn point to see if the dragon egg was there. And wow, we couldn't believe it. But the dragon egg was at the spawn point. So I made a torch as soon as possible and tried to get the dragon egg. And then after a lot of days, we finally have the dragon egg. When we got back home, I immediately brought the egg to safety in a chest. We have almost defeated all the bosses in the game, but there is still one more left that we wanted to defeat, and that is the Warden. So on day 91 we prepared ourselves for defeating one of the hardest bosses in the game. So we got some strength potions, killed some animals for food, and then we got everything we needed to defeat the Warden. So we went to a big mountain close to our village and went to search for an ancient city. But unfortunately there was no ancient city in the first mountain. So we searched for a new big mountain. And then, wow, this is a huge mountain. So we went to search for an ancient city in this mountain. But wait, after some mining we heard a shrieker noise. That is a good sign. And then we also found a skulk. And behind it was a cave full with skulks. But no ancient city yet. But then, I happened to see an ancient city through a hole. This is it. We can defeat the Warden. So we went closer to the ancient city. Because we wanted to defeat the Warden very careful, we decided that I spawned the Warden while Greath stayed at the place where we wanted to hit the Warden. So that is what we did. I went to the Skulk Shrieker. And yeah, I was a little bit scared. So I tried it again and this time the Warden spawned. I went immediately to the place where Greath was waiting for me. When we got together, I splashed some potions on us and grabbed my second totem. And then when we got fully ready, we first tried to lure the Warden towards us. And then tried to hit some bow shots while he was coming towards us. When he got to us, I was stupid enough to move to a spot where he could hit me. And yes, this is what happened. And yeah, I got hit once. But luckily I didn't pop a totem. Oh yeah, I did. But then we finally found a spot where he couldn't hit us. So we did some bow shots to the Warden. And then because the Warden was stuck, we eventually killed the Warden. After we killed the Warden, we wanted to loot the ancient city a little more. But because there spawned a lot of Wardens, we eventually decided to go back home. When we got back home, I gave the cow some wheat. And I checked the LA and bee house to see if the LA and the bees are still there. And wow, I didn't expect to see so much bees. When we got back from defeating the Warden, we had a cool idea to make a museum for all of our valuable items that we collected in these 100 days. But for the museum, we needed a lot of quartz. Luckily we already had some quartz, but that was not enough. So we went to the Nether to collect a lot of quartz. And then on day 96 we got all the quartz we needed for the museum. So we started with making some room for the museum. And then we started building the museum on day 96. And then finally, on day 98 we were done with building the museum. For the inside of the museum, we decided to make the 3 different dimensions. The overworld, the nether and the end. But we needed the materials for those dimensions. So I went to the nether while Greath went to the end to get the end items. When I got everything from the nether, I already started decorating the museum. When I was done with decorating the nether, I started working on the overworld. And then Greath got also back, and he decorated the end dimension. And then while we were working on the museum, the sun rose. And that means we did it. We managed to get to day 100. On day 100, we placed all the valuable items into the museum. So we added the skull catalyst and the dragon egg. And then the museum was really done. We couldn't believe it that we had managed to do so much in these 100 days. Making a lot of farms, houses for ourselves and the villagers, and eventually making it a village. And now also a museum for all of our valuable memories. It couldn't have gone any better. But then on the end of day 100, the sun went down. And that means that we have completed the challenge of surviving 100 days in duo hardcore Minecraft.